I initially had another video planned and I was going to upload that, but then I thought, no, I need to talk about this. I didn't want to discuss something so tragic and grave and depressing, mostly because there's just too much bad news going around and people come onto YouTube for a distraction from all of that, and it's mainly just for entertainment. But this is something that I feel like I really need to address and talk about because these are important things, and the whole point of this channel is to just talk about what I want to talk about. So we're going to talk about this. I think most of us already know what went down in Atlanta in the US, but just in case you don't, I'll just give you a brief summary. So there was this guy who went on a rampage in like 3 spas and killed 8 people, and 7 out of the 8 people were women, and 6 out of those 8 people were Asian American women. When he was questioned, he claimed that he had a sexual addiction, and that's why he killed all of those Asian American women. Now, from the stats I just gave you, I think it's pretty clear that this guy was a racist and he was sexist and that this was a hate crime. But I hate that the law is not treating it that way because he claimed that he was sexually addicted. And the reason that this is really bothering me is because I hate that they're trying to hide behind the technicality of the law. But the whole point of law is that you cannot write down every specific details, and so that's why we write them in general and more as guidelines. But sometimes you just have to take action because a good amount of people know for a fact that the deed was wrong and hurtful, whether there is a law for it or not. You cannot foresee all of these things. Like, no one can sit here while making a law thinking, okay, yeah, but what if a guy runs up to spas, kills Asian American women, but then claims he has a sexual addiction? Do we put that under hate crime or do we put that under something else? Like, that's not how it works. People are constantly trying to curb laws and find loopholes. Like, hello, corruption exists for a reason, okay? It's because people are trying to bend the rules. It's bad enough that people think that they can go around doing insane things and justifying it as something else simply so that they can spin a different story. But what's even worse is that the law is allowing them that. Because the whole system is kind of stupid. Like, there should be a law that says when something is as clear as daylight, we should treat it as such instead of trying to reason it out with a madman. And whatever I'm saying is not just confined to the US, it applies to every nation because everyone and everything is corrupted, okay? Corruption exists everywhere. There's no point in blaming someone for the color of their skin or their gender or their sexuality or their financial standing or the place they were born. At the end of the day, it comes down to the simple fact that we're all humans and we are all responsible in some capacity. We created the system, so we have the power to change it. There have been so many hate crimes in this past few months, especially within the Asian and Black community, and it sometimes boggles my mind the kind of world we live in where we think it is okay to antagonize someone simply because their body creates more melanin than you do. And we should all be really careful about the things we're saying and who we're blaming, because blaming Asians for the virus is stupid for a number of reasons, which I will list. 1, Asians didn't know either, alright? They were blindsided just as much as any of us. Many innocents died there. It's not like they weren't affected by this virus themselves, alright? An insane number of people died and suffered, and we don't know the extent of this. We don't. And second, there are a lot of conspiracy theories, and there are theories that the China did this on purpose, that it was a targeted attack. But how do you know it wasn't an Australian or a European or I don't know, whatever, or whoever released this virus in China? Like, how do you know it was not an attack on China? Yes, I realize that they didn't say anything about this, but would they, even if it was true? A lot of nations keep a lot of things a secret. There are so many things going on behind the scenes that we as civilians do not find out because the whole world goes into panic and things like this happen, like hate crimes happen. So they try to keep it under wraps. So how do we not know that it was not an attack? And how do you know that it wasn't just an accident? And yes, it is wrong that they had potential bioweapons with them, yes. But also, which nation doesn't have them? And if it isn't necessarily a bioweapon, it's probably a bomb or I don't know. There's probably a whole new bunch of stuff we don't even know about exist as weapons. And technology is kind of OP right now. And it's comparatively cheap, so I bet you every nation probably has some techie weapon out there that could just disrupt the whole system for all of us. In the day and age that we live right now, without technology, we're all just useless to each other. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it's easy to point fingers and blame someone when you're angry and upset and say, it wasn't me, it was their fault. But that is just not how it works. It's sickening that we have to live in such a world where even though we're all the same, we're still just against each other. We're supposed to be standing together. I keep expecting things to get better, but it's just one terrible thing after the other, and it makes it really hard not to be a pessimist. Like, I would kill for some good news right now. Too soon with the pun? Yeah? Okay. But seriously, it would be a refreshing change to get some good news, because it would be an assurance that we will have a good future and we won't be stuck in a dystopian world where we'd have to learn to fight each other or robots or some shit to survive. But one thing I will say that I'm proud of is that our generation cares. I feel that our generation cares more than any other generation has before. Many of the people I've met who are around my age, online or otherwise, we're all very much aware of the problems that are going on around us in the world, and we're all trying our best to actively participate against all of the issues that we're facing. And I feel like we have made some real progress, whether that's, for climate change or any other environmental issues really, from eating consciously or shopping consciously. And we've really been able to make an impact with racism, with the BLM movement, sexism with the Me Too movement. And we've been really pushing to advocate equal rights for the LGBTQ plus community. I mean, I'm not saying that we deserve all the credit, but I'm saying that a lot of us are actively involved, which I think is really nice. And even if it's not much, just by educating ourselves and just sharing posts on social media to educate others, that itself goes a long way. And for that, I am thankful for social media. But I also think that it's because our generation is the most fucked up generation. We have no choice but to see and act against these problems, because otherwise the problems are just going to keep mounting up. We have no choice but to tackle these problems because it's our future on the line. And we've all been through some real shitty times, and there is a good chunk of us who are dealing with mental health problems. Like, if we had a therapist available at every corner of every street, I would have to make a stop at every corner and I still wouldn't be close to being sane. We're all hurting and we don't want others to feel that, and hence we're being kind to the earth and each other, which again is so sad and messed up. But fingers crossed that we will be able to create more of an impact, more change, more justice, more equality, and hopefully we'll be able to patch up the world so that the future generations can make it even better while being sane and happy.